Alright, so let's get 30 grams of protein first. So protein is meat. So we're going to come over here. And in this zip baggie, we have some weenies. Okay. Alright, and I'm just going to guesstimate with the little cup. I want 30 grams, so I'm just guessing about that much. I'm going to come over here and measure it. Okay. So since I know what I want, I'm going to go, not 30, 12.3. I don't know why I said 30. So we want 12.3 grams of meat. So I go put my riders to 12.3. So I got a 10, 2, that's 12.123. Okay. And now I'm going to add my meat. Whoop, that's too much. So now I'm going to take some off. Until I get it balanced. Need another tiny little piece. Well, that one was too big. So we'll just pinch it in half. Okay, and that's going to be close to 12.3. Okay, 12.3 grams of meat. Alright, and then I have some left, so that can go back over here. To the supply table. Okay, and this little cup can stay right there for the next person. Okay, now, this is our protein, so I'm going to pick up my protein stomach. And I'm going to put the pieces in the baggie. Okay. Alright. Shake them down to get into the mucus. There. Okay, and now I have my protein. Now, you're going to repeat this same thing for your lipids, which is the cheese, and your carbohydrates, which is the crackers. I'm not going to do all three because that would take too long, but you get the picture. You're going to get 12.3 grams of each thing and put them into your stomachs. Alright? Now, we've got our stomach muscle, which is the bag. We've got our mucus, and now we need our stomach acid, the gastric juice that's in here. To represent that, we're going to use vinegar, which is a really weak acid. So, our procedure sheet says I need 30 milliliters of vinegar. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick up a beaker. Alright, beakers are used for estimation measurements. They're not really exact. So when I want 30, I got to look at my beaker and it says, okay, this is 50 and halfway between 0 and 50 is 25. So I'm going to go a little bit above that 25 to get my vinegar. I still set it down on a flat surface. I pick my vinegar bottle up, and if you look, eyes, this does not go in your eyes. It will burn your eyes. Okay? I look down, and I'm going to measure a little bit above the 25. Right there. Okay, I put my vinegar back up. Okay, and now I'm going to add my stomach acid to my stomach. Okay, so I pour that in. Okay, now I'm going to squeeze the air out. Lay it down, kind of squeeze your air out and seal it securely. Alright. Okay. The next thing it says is, with my fingers, Mash the food lightly 5 times. So you're going to take your fingers and you're just going to mash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you notice some of the pieces broke. Okay, that's how your stomach muscle changes your food. That's one type of digestion. It's a physical change, so we would call that mechanical digestion. Okay, now we're going to take and we're going to, it says shake the bag vigorously side to side 50 times. So you count. Okay, that was 50 times. And now if you look, even more little bitty tiny pieces are starting to break off down there. This is what goes on inside of your stomach. Your stomach will churn and move that food around to break it into smaller pieces. Okay, remember your stomach is an involuntary muscle. You don't have to think about it for that to happen. Okay, so now we've done that. And remember, in real lab, you would have done the same thing on the crackers. Same thing for the cheese. Okay? Alright, so after you have done this, it says compare each bag. That means look at them and see how they're the same, how they're different. And record your observation in the analysis section, draw and label. So right here on the analysis section, you're going to draw and label what the protein looks like now, what the carbohydrates look like now, and what the lipids look like now. Remember, draw neatly, use color, and label. Okay? Once you've done that, it says, now we're cleaning up, carefully unseal one end of the bag and pour the liquid into the sink. Try not to pour out any pieces of solid material. So to do this, you just take your bag, and you're going to come over here to a sink. And kind of hold this where the pieces of meat don't come out. And you can just pour that vinegar right into the sink. And then when all the liquid's out, kind of rinse the sink out. Alright, and then you're going to take these baggies and they all go straight into the trash can. Your triple bean balance needs to be cleaned because you used food on it. So you can come over here and the wipes are out. Okay. So we're going to clean that off really well. Move all the riders back to 0. If there's anything on our table, we'll wipe it down. Okay. Then this can go in the trash. Triple bean balance goes back here. Sharpie. This beaker needs to be rinsed out. I'll return the Sharpie first. Okay. And then over here, just rinse the beaker and put it back in the container. Alright, once you've got your cleanup, do not forget that you have to do your conclusion in complete sentences. You have 2 questions where you just circle an answer and 2 questions where you have to write a sentence. Once you do this, make sure your name and date are on there and turn it into the turn-in box. Oh, I also forgot, when you're cleaning up, you also need to get rid of your apron. If it has something on the front, you might want to wipe it off with the wipey. Mine doesn't really have anything. And your goggles need to go back in the goggle cabinet. Remember, I'm supposed to have goggles on, but I couldn't open the cabinet. So I'm going to take this back over to the tiger table and hang it up. Alright, and once you're done with that and you've turned in your papers, you are finished. Good job.